Hello foodie friends! So I'm really excited about this one. I know I say that every week, sorta, but for this week, I think it really is going to be excellent just because who doesn't love deep fried food, especially potatoes? So we're going to look into a really cool little cookbook I picked up called the Little Library Cookbook. And you know, we really like on this channel doing literary based recipes. So when I saw this cookbook, I knew I had to get it and test it out, which we did for a tea time video. And those muffins, which were based on Winnie the Pooh and so featured a lot of honey, were probably some of the best muffins I have ever tasted ever. I actually gave them to some of my family members and they all agreed that this was an excellent recipe and something that they would definitely eat again and make in their own kitchen. So I kind of have high hopes for this recipe that we're going to do here because we've already seen that this cookbook has some really good food in it. Now this one is going to be fish and chips based on a very English style of eating them and preparing them, and is actually based on the book called The Bear Nobody Wanted. Now personally, I've never read this book, but it's actually a children's book set in 1930s London, and the synopsis sounded really cute. So let's go ahead, and I've got most of our stuff ready. We just need to put some oil in the pot and peel our potatoes and get our batter ready. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll turn this camera around and get started. For your first step, find the tallest pot that you own, and this is what we will heat our oil in. Also go ahead and put a second pot of water on the stove and get that to boiling. And while we wait for our oil and our water to heat up, let's go ahead and get our potatoes ready. First, you'll go ahead and peel them and then cut them into 1/2 inch thick wedges. And the author has a handy tip if you don't have a food thermometer that can be put in oil. She says to use the handle of a wooden spoon, dip that into the oil, and if tiny little bubbles fizz around it, it's ready and at around 300 degrees. But first, we're going to go ahead and boil the wedges for about 5 minutes until they're tender enough to just pierce with a fork. But be very careful you don't overcook them. Once done, you'll drain the water and let them cool down. And now you can see our oil is ready. And we'll carefully add with a slotted spoon our cooled off French fries in our hot oil. Now you're only going to fry these for about 5 minutes until they're a very pale golden yellow. Set them aside on a paper towel and let them cool down again. Now we'll go ahead and get our fish ready. Turn your oil up, you'll want it to reach about 350 degrees, and the bubbles around your wooden spoon should be moving very quickly and be varied in size. Remove your batter ingredients from the fridge, then whisk your flour and baking powder together, then pour in your mineral water. It should be very thick and bubbling. You'll also want a plate that's just got plain flour to dredge in first. Now, I had a little trouble. The 1/2 cup of mineral water wasn't quite enough, so I added a little more until it was the right consistency. Now you're going to dredge your fish in the flour, shake off the excess, and then put it into your thick batter. Let that drain off just a bit, and then carefully place down into your oil. I only did 2 pieces of cod because I didn't want any leftovers for this. The fish should be done in about 5 to 6 minutes and will be this beautiful gold color with a slightly puffy crust. But we're not done yet. We're actually going to add our French fries back to the pot and let them fry for about 2 more minutes until they're a deeper, more golden color. You'll want to serve this hot immediately. which is one reason I didn't want leftovers, because typically fried foods are the best the first day you make them. And now all we have to do is get our condiments ready, which we have our pickled onions, some mayonnaise, I sliced up some lemons, and then I'll have a little bit of vinegar on the side. Don't forget salt, but you can also add some tartar sauce and mushy peas according to the book, which is another popular condiment to eat with this. And now on to our taste test. All right, and for a final touch, cannot forget copious amounts of salt. Okay. So, and I don't know why, but frying foods always gets me like on edge because I'm just like, oh my God, am I gonna burn it? And I have no idea. So this was a little bit stressful to me, but I think we got it pretty much to golden perfection. So, you wanna try the fish first?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that one. Let's go ahead and get this one here. All right, go ahead and, now we did cut it in the middle a little bit just so we could like get to it easier.
All right, how do you want it?
Okay, now let's put this over here and let's try it. I think I'm gonna go for some mayonnaise and a lemon. So I'm just gonna sprinkle mine with a little bit of lemon juice. Did you want some?
I think I'll try the vinegar.
Oh, okay. There's that. And then I'm going to try some mayonnaise. Oh, the crunch on this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it fried really well. It's hot. I'm just going to get one little bite.
All right.
Start with.
Ready? I can definitely see why this is a British staple.
Should be a staple everywhere.
Yeah, it really should. This needs to, wow, is this good?
This has got a really good, like, I don't know if I can ever eat fish the other way.
I know. I mean, it's probably not the healthiest for you.
Yeah. It's like taking something really healthy and
making it really bad. Yeah, but once in a while, I mean, who cares? You know, it can't be that bad for you. I'm going to try it with a little bit of onion, I think. Okay.
The vinegar surprisingly adds like a nice little, like, almost like the pickled accent. You know what I mean? Like where it kind of has a cleanse, like a mouth-watering, like.
That is so good. With the pickled onion, I really, that was the least one that I had hopes for. And that I think is the best one. I mean, to me, it's just like that little burst of sweet acid that goes into your mouth to kind of like cut back on the oil taste in your mouth.
That's true, yeah. I could see like if you ate this a lot, you get that kind of like oil coating on your mouth. And you're not really sure. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like it deadens the other flavor after a while, so it's kind of like.
But that is really, if you do try this at home, don't skip on the pickled onions.
Yeah, seriously.
Because that really makes this dish, I think.
It really does.
All right, and now for our French fries, I'm just going to do it in mayonnaise because I want to.
I mean, it's a French fry. It's good, though.
Oh, my God. These are so good. Oh, yeah. I mean, really. I mean, you can't really say anything more about this than it's just a perfect French fry.
It is really good.
I mean, I kind of sort of had my doubts.
Yeah, I'm not a big
because I was I'm not
potato wedge person. Like a big fry, I prefer like, you know, the more surface area you get fried, the better. So right. Smaller. But these actually like are cooked through really well. There's not,
oh my gosh,
like,
they're perfect.
With potato wedges, I think you get like a hardness to the potato wedge in the middle sometimes, and it didn't have that at all. No. Like it's a really uniform cook, and it's like a baked potato almost.
Yeah, a deep fried baked potato. Yeah. That's exactly what this is. And I think it's the most important step was boiling it. prior.
Yeah.
So if you do make these at home, don't skip on that.
Yeah.
Because it really does make a big difference as to whether you're going to get that nice, soft, pillowy inside with the crispy outside. Oh, it's so good. Guys, seriously, you really need to try this one. I mean, this is so... Okay, it's hard to stop eating, but we need to at least give a review on this. Obviously, from the way we're talking about it, you probably have guessed that this is a 5-star recipe in my book. The French fries will be made this way forevermore.
Yeah.
The fish is going to be really hard to not make it that way after this. But as far as the cookbook, now this is actually the second recipe that we featured on it, because like I said, we did the tea time muffins, and you really liked those. The rosemary honey was so good. This, I mean, this is 2 for 2.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of the other recipes look just as interesting and just as good. If these 2 recipes are any indication of the rest of them, this is a 5-star cookbook in my book.
Yeah.
So if you're a literary hound and you love to read and you love food based on books, you're absolutely going to love this one. I would definitely pick it up. And even if you're not much of a reader, who cares? Still get it for the food, because man,
you're just an eater,
if you're just an eater and not a reader, it doesn't matter. Go ahead and get this book, because man,
some good food.
And they're kind of unusual too. They're a little bit on, like with the rosemary and honey.
Right.
And the cream cheese. I had never seen that kind of recipe before. And so that was kind of like, unique. Ooh, that's very different. I like that. Now the fish and chips, you could say, is pretty standard.
Yeah.
You know, that's a very British dish. However, I really liked your instructions on it. They were very clear. And they didn't leave room for you to just mess up and somehow burn everything, or, you know, get like a crucial step wrong. Right. I mean, it was very, if you're not very like proficient in like frying foods, then that's a really good way of just stepping it step by step.
And so it doesn't assume you know.
Exactly. That's it. It doesn't assume you already know crucial steps.
Right.
So this is really nice for like, I guess maybe more for an international audience that may not be so familiar with like, you know, the fish and chips standard recipe in Britain, and therefore we can just all make it now because it was so clear and concise.
Right.
So I really enjoyed that I've enjoyed even just reading, because she'll give like a little synopsis of the book that she based the recipe on, especially if that food was mentioned in the book that she's talking about. Right. So yeah, awesome. I'm so glad I picked this up. Maybe just for this recipe alone. I don't know. But there you have it. Another 5-star recipe and another 5-star cookbook. I can find nothing to complain about or nothing that would not recommend this book.
Wow.
So awesome. So there you have it. I really hope you try this. I think you're going to absolutely love it, and maybe start making it once a week. I don't know. Might be doing Fish Fridays from now on. But go ahead and stay tuned for next week, because we're going to continue on our literary track, and we're going to feature more recipes that are based on literary classics that I think you're really going to enjoy. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for watching this week. We'll see you later. Bye. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for future videos. In the meantime, here are 2 videos you may enjoy. Thanks for watching.